ask that, Brooks, and then you can answer it, Lily. Then we can use that as an example. So I'm having my Zoom established. And when I share my screen, Sandro, you see yourself, right? And then you see in the corner here, Sandro, what is this? The symbol of the lower right corner?
The university's showing
Yeah,
that you're using the
powered by
university.
Zoom. So we're using the university. The university decided to implement its own logo. So anytime it's coming from the university, so it's nice and branding. So if you were in another organization, Sandro, you could have then your logo. So if someone else even took your video and repurposed it, it would still have your branding on it, which is nice. Okay. So we have that as well. So I'm going to stop sharing. So we have that available to us. So if everybody should have their camera on, including Miller and Anastasia, and if you have any issues, we have Lily Walsh with us, my teaching assistant this semester, and she also is a co-instructor in the audit area with me. So she can enroll the students, and she has a bit more
I put in the
flexibility and
comment on the announcements on the audit. Let me know if I did that right.
okay. Audit, and do you have that? Do you have those capabilities? Yes, isn't that neat?
Yeah, no,
No,
that's
it's awesome that you have those, but it's also part of what, Brooks? It's part of responsibilities too. Can you delete other people's work? Right? Can you edit other people's work, right? So in a way, and also if people can unintentionally or intentionally, Brooks, delete your work, then you need to know what? That you better do a backup in another place, right, Brooks? So that if in case that happens accidentally or intentionally. And Blackboard has a trail where anybody that's uploading anything, it has time, date, and who that was. So there we can do some forensic work on it, but even if we do forensic, Brooks is that we still want to be able to have our work verified. So that's why in the regular section you're not able to mess with that, but in this way you can see what are the responsibilities. And it's nice that I see this class as really we're all working together to learn together. So it's a little bit different than just in professor and student. You listen and don't do anything. It's basically we're learning together because it's always changing. Okay. Anything I need to respond to? You can unmic yourself if you have any question per se that I need to deal with. Yes. Anyone who is new today that has never been here today? Okay, Kristen and Brooke. Okay. So Kristen, I got a message from you and Brooke, is this Kristen, what is your major?
I'm doing finance and entrepreneurship.
Finance and entrepreneur. And what about you, Brooke?
I'm finance and business law.
Okay, finance and business law. Okay. So Lily, can you make sure that these two are in group? We can add them to groups.
Yeah, I'll set that up.
I got an email and I added myself to group 10. I think the options were group maybe 4 and group 10.
Okay, so great. I'm glad that you took the initiative.
Well,
So,
I think somebody emailed me about it.
oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
And what about you, Kristen? Are you in a group? In the
I
audience?
don't think so. I don't think I responded to the email yet, but
Okay, so we need to get you in there.
Kristen, I can add you to group 8
okay.
because they need an extra.
Okay,
It's
great.
only
And then
3.
then she'll need to add her details.
Right.
Okay. All right. So the way we're going to work, notice that I have Lily with me, and I want Lily to do kind of like the back end and help students. But what I do for every session is what I'd like to have is if you have any issues that you want me to clarify, generally, is to put those questions in the chat. And many times as I'm teaching, I don't have time to look at the chat in real time. So what I like to do for the beginning of each class is to have 2 volunteers as part of class participation, is just to moderate the chat, and in appropriate times to interrupt me and let me know that this is a question that someone has, or this is an issue that I didn't explain well, or we have other problems. So do I have 2 volunteers today to take that task over? Okay, so Tate wants to do it. Anyone else that
I'll do it.
volunteer? And Zara. Okay, so it's great that we have more than 2. So Tate and Zara and Ben, remind me next time we'll have you do it with some others. So if you can just moderate the chat and let me know in between certain times when I need to do that. Anything else? So we're rearing to go. So I am recording the session to cloud from Blackboard, and I'm also streaming live to YouTube. So let me now share the screen, and we'll go to our regular section, and we have 2 parts in a regular section. This is the regular section that I have, right? That if I look at my regular section here, I always like to go to what's due. And Ben, in the regular section, what's your role? I call this the regular section. What's your role? And what's my role?
I'm student.
Teacher.
You're a student. I'm the instructor, right? And who has more capabilities, me or you, on this section? The role is expanded. The role is by the need to know. Do I need to know about all my students? Yes, in this class. Ben, do you need to know about what everyone's grade in this class and all their assignments?
No.
No, but you need to know about yours, right? So your role is limited, and notice in your role, you have very little opportunity to delete anything. You don't have any opportunity to add new sections, to do anything here, but actually just use it and download what I allow you to do. So we've talked about that before. And what I say here is I want to look at the what's due section. We have 2 assignments. One is due today that should have been done. And the next assignment is due next Wednesday, a week from Wednesday. I'll spend more time on the next section as well as Ben, what's happening on Monday. This coming Monday. Do we have class?
No, it's Labor Day.
It's Labor Day, so no class. So yippee-yi-yay, right? Hooray, hooray, right? Who wants to go to class when you can have a whole weekend? Maybe we can be like Lily and go to an extended beach holiday or take a cruise or something. But the problem is on Wednesday, the assignments are due. And for instance, some of the things take more time outside of our hands to get done. So let me talk about what's due today. We talked about signing up for Wiley Plus. We talked about the readings, the adaptive assignments, the quizzes. I asked you to register for the New York Times, Wall Street Journal, and the Financial Times, right? That you should have already registered for you. And you know that if I look at it under on the readings of Wiley, reading and adaptive, right? There's two assignments here. One was due today. The other one is going to be due next week. And if I look at this, right? If I look at this, if I go into Introduction to Information Systems, I know that this is the readings of information systems. Sometimes they also call it IT. Do you have any idea, Maya, what IT stands for?
Information technology.
Information technology, right? And how does information technology impact the organization? What's the importance of information systems? And they have a closing sense, and then they had the overview of what are computer-based systems. And what's important here is to the wrench here to the left, this is what you need to fill out. And if I go to this adaptive assignment, which every chapter you need to go to the adaptive assignment, we have different roles. So when I open this up, Maya, when you open it up, you'll be able to see what you've done. When I'm opening it up, I see a dashboard that is basically based on my role as the instructor that needs to know how all my students are doing, right, Maya? So I know this gives me the overview of all my students. You don't need to know who's struggling in the class and what's their problem. Is that any of your business? Is that needed to do your task? No. What's needed to do your task is you got to get your work done, right, Maya? So I know that 28 have completed it. I know that 6 haven't started, right? And I know that 2 are in progress. So what do I need to know? I know that I have 40 students, I think. Is that right, Lily? I have 40 students in this class.
Yes.
Usually it's a limit. So in this case, how many students haven't, this is a math question, Maya, how many students haven't even logged in? I'm not even talking about not started. 2 are in progress. That's 30. I have 36. So I have 30 students that have at least done something. 6 at least have gone and logged in, but haven't started. So in this case, I have 4 students, right, Maya, that haven't even gotten into it. So we'll have to figure out what is the issue. Is it because they just added? What was the issue? They didn't know they're supposed to do it, or it's the issue that they're planning to drop the class. I think dropping the class without a W is the deadline. Lily, is that correct? I think it's at the end
Yeah,
of
it's today, and we also had 2 new students join on Tuesday.
right. So we're keeping
So
up
the
to
math
date. What I've asked Lily to do is those that are struggling, those that are not aware of it or have issues, always reach out to Lily, because we don't want to be that you'll be set behind. So then we got the students here, and I know that I can basically drill down and I see, notice it should be 100%. There shouldn't be any reason that it wasn't done. So I get everybody's sense here of what's happening, and I'm all right there. Okay, so that's not an issue for me, right? That I have that going on. So I have this. So let me go back to, I have my Wiley, it said I had to do quizzes. We know that I have 2 chances to do quizzes, and Wiley, adaptive, and quizzes will be listed. REI will be listed in your grades. So it has my grades. My grades are different than your grades. In your grade book, you should be able to see that. So in that sense, I want you to keep on checking. Once you finish the assignments, make sure it's put into that grade assignment if it's coming from this section, from the Wiley and quizzes. Okay? Questions? And then I have web links. And under the web links, I have a couple of web links that I've added. One is this online University of Miami. And are you aware of this, Lily? That the university has an online learning program that you can take class, any topic, and you can learn on your own. And especially I'd like you to look at, everybody knows LinkedIn, right? Brooks, you're familiar with LinkedIn, right? LinkedIn bought a company called Linda Learning, and it basically started off with teaching software topics, and the university has subscribed to it. If you wanted to do the LinkedIn learning on your own, it costs, but since we're all part of the university, myself as faculty, you as students, and those in software, it basically has online learning. LinkedIn just bought it. So basically, notice in this case, it knows, because I'm part of the university, it says, hello, Sarah, what would you like to learn today? And you can do it. And let's say I just say artificial intelligence. And I click on it. Every time, even every week, since it's such a big topic, you can, it has courses basically. And what I like about it, do you see this, Brooke, is you can also get a certificate from it. So anybody you wanted to do, so introduction, what is artificial intelligence? You can do a number of different, anything about management, anything about why you need to know artificial intelligence, what's neural networks, what's generative AI, introduction. So Lily, are you familiar with this?
No, I did not know that the school provides that. But that's good to know.
Yeah, it's great. So maybe you and Daniel and Isa can look through this, and sometimes it tells how long it is, you know? Is there something there that seems to be of use for our class? And notice some of it is old, like 2020, I probably wouldn't use it, artificial intelligence for marketing, but the more up-to-date ones, see here, everyday AI concept, look through it with Danielle and Isa, maybe see, what do you think, anything that would be of use? Plus, there's some of them that you even can get a certificate. You can, Lily, you can put that on your resume too, right? Generative AI
Right.
for business leaders, why not? Didn't cost you, right? Right? Or basically, and you can see what do they have in finance. You basically can just look through it, you know, artificial intelligence in finance. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Let's see. I think it's just here. Look at that. Leveraging generative AI in finance and accounting. I have a finance and accounting majors, right? And look at that, certificate eligible. Beginner and updated 1 month ago. Summarize key learnings, right? What do you think? Excel and ChatGPT. Remember how you were talking about Excel, Lily?
Yeah. Yes.
I don't know. AI-driven financial analyst. Artificial machine learning, right? Future of AI for finance and accounting. I don't know. So take a look. But I think that's awesome. What I'm trying to show you in this class is they also resources. Let's take advantage of the university. They take advantage of us, right? Have us work for them, want to pay, you know, they want us to pay them money, right? Well, why don't we take advantage of what they have? Okay, so we got that part. So I put that. So this is really great here. And then the three of you, my TAs and anyone else that wants to look at it, is what do you recommend? You know, you can take a quick look on it and see, is there anything that we would recommend either to be part of our assignment, Lily, or maybe it could be, you know, as added. Okay. Questions? And then when I go back to PowerPoints and documentations, you see here on the PowerPoints, you see here I have, I can either have it as a PDF or a PowerPoint. So for each of the chapters, notice we're going to go for Introduction to Information Systems. Our next chapter will be a hardware. Sometimes it's good based on your learning is to look at the PowerPoints to give you a clue. And I think we looked at this last time, Cole, and basically when we thought about it, these are IT, what they called IT components of hardware, software, database, network, procedures, and people. And here they give me what is hardware. The definition consists of devices such as processor, monitors, software, program collections. But this one, notice if I looked at this slide, you see this, Cole, where it says the IT platform, it says IT infrastructure, IT components, IT personnel, IT services, transaction processing systems, and then it has the word, you see this, Cole, it has the word enterprise.
Yeah.
The enterprise is basically like an organization. So what enterprise do we all know, Cole, that we're all a part of?
University of Miami.
University, right? The university. And basically what they have is they have to plan, and planning is what? In the past, present, or future. Cole, you're on a roll.
Like you're planning for the future.
Planning the future, right? They have limited resources. Any enterprise does, right? It's not unlimited. And they got to figure out, how are they going to plan? How are they going to do it? Do you think right now they're planning for this semester? No way. They've already even probably planned for next semester, right? And then they have to plan for in a couple of years. What? How many students are they going to have? They're going to have to plan how much are they going to spend on new computers, on new software, on new infrastructure. All of that needs to be planning. And there's even accounting in the university, finance in the university, basically marketing in the university, human resources. All this has to be planned. But this, to me, Cole, is so vague. Don't you think? It like doesn't have meaning. So what I'd like to think about is, what are we all a part? What enterprise did you say we were all a part of?
The university.
University. So what I'd like to do you think the university has an IT department?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we know anything about it? Do you?
No.
No way. They do, in my opinion, my humble opinion. Lily, am I humble? I'm not so sure, right? Would you call me humble? You don't have to answer it if you don't want. But I don't know. But in my humble opinion, I think they don't do a very good job in even letting us know what's happening there in advertising, or even letting us know. And I am called a full tenured professor in the Department of Business Technology, and I'm also works with the medical school, and I'm an advisor to the folks in IT. And I don't know a lot of what's happening there. Can you imagine? So what I did, and let me just stop sharing for a second. What I want to do in this case is when I share my screen, right? And let me minimize this. And everybody go to web links. You see this on web links? You see here, University of Miami called what is this? IT website. Did you even know they had a website? Probably not. Let's go to
No, I
it.
didn't.
Yeah, let's go to it and see, what do you think they do for us? Before we even go to it, Cole, what do you think you as a student, what do they do for you in terms of IT?
Like tech support if you have problems logging in or using your passwords anyway.
Right, basically getting onto their internet network. So let's go. I'm going to open a link to see their website. And they kind of, in this way, have a website where they say, welcome or whatever it is, welcome. This is, that's quick links about UMIT ID information or whatever they have about it. And they say here, these are the IT spotlight. Unified login experience for university. When visiting the majority of University of Miami applications, you will see a UM branded login. At this page, sign in with your login ID and password, and then you'll be prompted for what? Have you ever done that? Everybody has, right, Cole? Multi-factor authentication, MFA. And what the heck is that? You have any clue, Cole?
Like what MFA is?
Yeah. When do you have
I
to
mean,
do that?
whenever you're logging into any of the like your school accounts, so you can double verify that it's you.
Right. So they want to do that authentication because why? The universities as a whole, doesn't matter ours, are prime for hackers to log in. Why? Because we are a place where are we all on the same network? Yeah. You log in, I log in, we all have laptops, right? And guess what? Those hackers would love to put a piece of software on my machine, your machine, my 40 students, and multiply it by 10,000, or think about it, every patient that comes on campus, every supplier that comes on campus. And guess what they do? They can turn our computers into these bots that can attack others around the world, and we're not even aware of it. Can you imagine? Plus, we have a lot of information that may not be protected. So they have that unified login systems. What else are they? All of a sudden, they have artificial intelligence tools. This is new to the university. The university has been very, very conservative to incorporate artificial intelligence tools. I think what is giving them impetus is that I think the students are demanding it, right? A number of you have, Brooks, have you ever used ChatGPT? I bet yes, right? So it's basically, you think it's part of you, and all of a sudden they want to restrict us. So notice, learning more here is they're just beginning to basically tell us about what's going to be available from AI. So we can see that free software downloads. So you can basically, they're in charge of software, just like we read in the book, right? Many software available products are available at no cost to the UM security. And then IT resources for researchers, wireless networks of the U, right? So, Ali, when we think about it, we're all going to use the networks, including wireless and wired. So, what do they have to worry about? They better give us, we want to get fast connection.
Wi-Fi?
Yeah, Wi-Fi, right? I want it to be stable because guess what? I'm teaching online. It's really going to be stable. And when we lose connection, guess what? You lose the class, right? Also to do your work. So you know they're available. Collaboration and cloud storage. So when I even look at the cloud storage, David Camacho, you see that? Remember how we do to the cloud? Basically, access and share files from any devices. gives us collaboration and cloud storage solutions to give unlimited space to securely back up our data online. I don't even know what they give us. We need to learn about that. Don't get phished. So Katie Link, did you know what phishing is here? It's not phishing for...
No, I've never seen that.
Okay, so it's misspelled. Cheyenne, have you ever seen this? What do you think it is? And if you don't know, Katie or Cheyenne or anyways, what do I always tell you to do in this class?
Look it
This
up.
actually happened to me last summer at my internship.
What happened?
And I got an email from like my boss, and he was like, "Can you, this is like one of like my mom never lets me live this down." And it was from like an email with his name in it, but the Gmail at the end was different than like the company domain. And it was
Uh-huh.
like, oh, like I'm trying to surprise like the employees. Like it was kind of like a small firm. So it like kind of made sense to me. Like they were always doing stuff like that. And he basically was like, can you run over to like Whole Foods and buy like $600 worth of eBay gift cards? Yeah.
Well, what did you do?
So I actually left the office and walked over to Whole Foods and tried to convince my parents to give me a $600 loan. And then they said no, obviously. And I was like, no, I
Wow.
swear it's like from the boss. Like he's going to
Right,
pay
right,
it back
right,
with the
right.
company
And
card.
don't laugh, but I got a similar one when we had President Frank, the previous president,
Yeah.
also asked me to buy Apple gift cards for him.
And then I called my manager, and my manager was like, that's not his email. And
Right,
we
but
had
that's
to
what
have
they
like a whole phishing thing
right, right.
when I
The
came
best way to
back.
contact is to learn what phishing looks like. So guess what? What we're going to do is we're going to invite the chief of security from the university to give us the lowdown on how we can protect ourselves. You got it? But I just wanted to show you that they're supposed to be responsible for it. And you know what it is too, is the university should also prevent me from getting those phishing scams. I shouldn't have to be able to do that. So it says visit your IT, getaway service products, K9D, AZ listings, help, the latest projects, IT alert, including planned maintenance, emergency outages, right? The university has emergency outages. You can see this, and this is about. So let's look at about. They must have people that run this, right? So why I don't even that they're hiding this so much from us, probably not intentionally, is they could, one is get us to be better consumers and more informed, number one, and number two, maybe even hire many of you. So basically, these are the folks that are supposedly the leadership team, and I am an advisor to these guys. And I must say, I'm going to be candid with you, is some of these people I've never even met. So some of these people are brand new, and some of the others that were excellent are no longer there. So this has changed, and look at who we got here. One is we got, this is new. This position is new right here. Chief Artificial Intelligence Officer. Who knew, Ben, that there's even a title for that now? So we got him, David Wayne, who's supposed to tell us, he's supposed to figure out what are they going to do with AI, because they're so basically really in a lot of ways seriously a little bit apprehensive, because AI can cause havoc too in an organization, whether it's true or almost think about that. And then who else they have is they have a chief health application officer. So in this case, if I'm going to be looking at this, Daniel, what do you think this person does? Chief Health Application Officer. Who are they? What are they in charge of? Daniel Yessen.
The chief information officer. I mean,
Chief Health Application Officer.
health application. Probably just make sure that all of the technology, there's like cybersecurity and stuff like that.
Yeah, but it's health. What does health have to do?
I'm not sure.
Yeah. Okay. Do you think we have the Coral Gables campus, right? You're familiar with that, where we have what schools there? We have the School of Business. Is that what you're a part of, Daniel?
Yeah, I mean, there's School of Business, School of Communications.
Right, the law school,
Yeah.
right? Arts and sciences. Do you know they have a medical school?
Oh, yeah.
Daniel, do you know that they have a whole health system, U Health, where you can, have you ever gone to U Health?
I have
Lennar
not.
or anything? They have a hospital. Do you know they have a hospital? Connor, you were aware of that? Connor, you have a last name?
Yeah, I'm not sure where it went. It was here
I don't
last
know
time.
where your last name left you. Okay.
Try to fix it.
Yeah, fix it anyways. But anyways, Connor, did you know we had a hospital?
Yeah, I've been there.
You've been there.
Yeah.
How'd they do? You don't have to say, but anyway, you're alive, so that's a good sign right there.
Yeah, they do a good job.
Anyways, I've been there too. So basically, if you had to think, and Connor, what's your major?
Finance and business analytics.
Okay. If you had to kind of chart out with business analytics, right, and finance, is what you want to do is you want to focus in, Connor, which is really interesting, is you want to focus in on the most profitable and highest revenues of an organization. Wouldn't you want to do that?
Yeah, I would.
What do you think it gives us the most revenue and profits at the university? Which
All the schools?
division? What?
Out of all the schools?
Out of all the schools, out of all the things that we're in charge of, the university has.
Probably health and so expensive.
Yeah, the hospitals, right? You know what a CT scan and MRI and surgeries, open heart, just even regular procedures cost, right? That they charge the universities. You know what percentage it would be? Give a guess. Of course you don't know. What percent?
Like margin, like their profit margin on it?
Yeah, or just even the percentage of revenues for the school.
Oh,
They bring into the university, what percentage?
15,
50%, 60%, 80%, 90%,
maybe more, 30.
95. Unbelievable, huh? 95%. So the School of Business, where you think, oh, we're profitable, right? The School of Business is nothing. All the others. So basically, they need to have someone in charge of their health data. Because guess what? What? There's something called HIPAA that the United States has, that they have to keep our records private. If they don't keep our records private, guess what? They get fined. Guess what? If I had to go into surgery next week and the system crashed, or there was a hacker that did, have you ever heard of, Connor, have you ever heard of ransomware? Like somebody getting kidnapped. The guys that are the kidnappers ask for ransom. They do that all the time. And who are the key targets? Are hospitals. Why? They don't have as good as security, number one. And number two, they need their systems up. Can you imagine if I broke my arm or my leg and I go in and they said, guess what? You need some orthopedic surgeon to do something. And we're not sure, Dr. Rush, because the system went down, whether it's your left leg or your right leg, right? Your arm or whatever. My goodness, you wouldn't have me in a couple of weeks, right? That you say, hey, maybe somebody else will take over the class. We'll have Lily, get ready. Ransomware, you have to take over the whole class. So basically, that is the key. So that you can see here why I wanted to share it with you is it's going to be so important why they have a chief health application officer. And look at this person called associate professor of clinical that they have there. And then we have Mauricio, who's the chief information security officer. So what I'm going to do for this semester, Cole, is invite Mauricio, Dr. Angie, to come in to our class and discuss how we can be safe at the university and what are our issues at the university. And then you can see there's a chief information, and then we have Brad here, who's the vice president of IT. So you can see that these guys don't do the best in telling us what they do, but here you can see what their projects are. And notice what the projects are is multi-factor authentication, where we have to put in the code, Gmail for student email. That's new. I don't get Gmail. I have Outlook. So they've divided up the students versus the faculty, Zoom cloud recordings, faculty profile that they have. So these are all their projects, what they're trying to do in streamlining, enhancing IT support with ticketing, and coming soon, they're going to have virtual agents. So finally, notice how long it, yes.
I'm not sure if it's just me, but I can't see your screen.
Oh, really?
It says you're sharing, but it doesn't show me your screen.
It said it paused. Isn't it funny? Thank you. Let's see again. And if not, can you see it now?
Yeah, I can see it now.
It's weird, huh?
Yeah.
And mine said
Seems
sharing,
funny.
and then it said kind of gave an orange. So anyway, so you can see, thank you, Lily. You can see that they're trying right here. It's interesting, Lily. Coming soon, IT support virtual agent powered by ServiceNow. We're excited to announce a new way to get IT help on a way. Our IT support virtual agent is currently being optimized to give you faster answers and easier access via Microsoft Teams. So if you think about that, Cole, why I'm showing you that chapter 1 is our IT. Does that make sense? So it's taking care of getting onto the network. It's taking care of my Gmail. It's getting care of, even it's in charge of online learning, and that's involved. So if I share my screen now and go back to my audit and go back to what's due, this was due today. And next Wednesday, we do not have class on Monday. This is due. The same thing is the readings and the quizzes that you can do on your own, the same way as you did chapter 1. It's talking about Tech Guide 1 on hardware. You'll do the exact same thing. And then what I've given you is Google is providing Google Gemini Pro, AI Pro for students. I'm allowing you to sign up. You get that free, this for a year, and you get 2 terabytes of storage. If you would like it, you sign up, but you have to sign up not with your Gmail. Do you hear that, Brooks? Not with your Gmail. They want you to sign up with your personal Gmail account. Did you get that, Brooks? So you can, if you're interested in it, I'm just aware I'm not able to get that. This is not the enterprise version. This is the personal version. And then you have the audit assignments. And where in this case, Will, do you find the audit assignments is the advanced digital. So if I go to audit assignment instructions, here is the assignment that we discussed last time of the collaboration tools. And where do you upload that to, Will? This section or the audit section? Or an audit
The
assignment?
audit section.
In the what?
The audit.
Audit section. And what's the difference is that here you are the TA. So I'm going to go, everybody go to the audit section. So I'm going to look for BTE-J audit. And I see this section is in the audit section. And then if I go to assignment and assignment groups, if you go to group 0 as example, what we have done is put myself and the teaching assistants in this group. We're using this group as an example of how your folder should look for your group. So make sure now that your folders will look like this for this group. So there's a folder here what everyone did last time, right? In group 0, then, for that, you should have one folder that is Zoom individual assignment. I know it's a folder because to the left is this icon. When I click on Zoom individual assignment, each of you should be uploading in this area your Zoom individual assignment. And I'm going to use Lily, and we also put in Isa here to show you that each student is separate. And Lily did this earlier, and notice for her Zoom local recording, you remember recording Will to the computer, it produces an MP4 file. Will, have you ever heard of MP4 as a file type?
No.
No? Have you, Andy, ever seen MP4?
No.
No? And have you, Joe?
No.
Okay, MP4 is usually video. It's a file type at the end for video. So when you are recording to your computer, Will, it will be produced as an MP4 and it will be saved on your computer, not in the cloud. And when you basically name the file, you want to name it with the date in which you did it, the time. So Lily, you may want to even in this later on, maybe even rename it that it say that's 12:11. What is that? PM? AM?
Oh, PM.
PM. So put that in when you get a chance. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yeah.
So we can do it, or just use military time, right? So anyways, and then your name, and that it's the Zoom individual MP4. Then you need to record to a Zoom cloud recording, and Zoom will give you the link. You must have it without a password because I don't need to spend time with the password, and it's not going to be anything that is personal. All of these recordings you should make, Will, as a tutorial that somebody can take it and learn from it. You'll be showing your face always, your video. And in this case, Will, you may want to put your camera a little bit because your name tag is kind of hiding your face. So if you want to adjust your camera, right? So everybody can see your face, and it's good because they can identify you. You can create a brand, right? You have more trust if I see the face, right? And then you'll have YouTube live streaming. You'll create a YouTube channel using your own personal Gmail account. You will not use the university's. And then when you create these recordings, you will being showcased, I want you to discuss, what did you discuss in these recordings? So Lily put in creating a Zoom meeting, how to enable live streaming to YouTube. Basically, you're going to give instruction, because do you know how to do all of this, Will? No, not now, but you will, and why not record it? And why not reuse it? And why not show off that you can do it? Functioning live stream to YouTube and the reasons why one may want to do this process, how to screen share the program itself as well as other windows, Zoom AI companion, a little discussion about cloud versus local recording types. And then there's something that you can turn on in the enterprise Zoom, and that is AI companion. An AI companion, what is great about an AI companion is it can summarize what you've done in Zoom. Why bother, Will, and write up a summary if AI can do it? That's what I say. You agree with me? And then you can edit it. So she put local recordings, and then it says she explained. So she is Lily. Explain local recordings do not require paid prescription, recordings and live streaming, Zoom setup. So she just copied what AI Companion did and put it in here. And then there's takeaways. Basically, you figure out for yourself, what can you take away from this assignment? This is Lily. Of course, Joe, you don't want to copy verbatim. You want to put in what you've gotten from the takeaways, right? And then challenges and solutions. Is there challenges? You bet, Joe, right? So basically, in this case, it would be, she says it took 24 hours for YouTube to approve my account for live streaming. So if that is the case for her, it may take you 48 hours. So it's good, Joe, that since this is due on Wednesday, that you start the YouTube account earlier, right? So you're not going to be doing it you already know, and on Tuesday it'll be too late to start it, even though you say, hey, I want to enjoy myself, go to the beach. You know, it's you need to do it. And then Isa, who's another TA, she put in hers. Same kind of thing. What it showcased and fixed. And what I did put in, and this we just added, and we're kind of trying to figure it out. Can you insert in the, Joe, you can insert things into this audit area because you have teaching assistant rights. So in issues and solutions, please create a form for each issue. If you know, this way everyone can do this. And basically here we can do total posts, and we can look at some of the issues and properties of the posts, and maybe we can put in posts things that you're having problems with, people that can put solutions in. So Dana, is this clear? Questions? Dana?
No questions.
Okay. So basically what I suggest, Dana, is that if I look at the share, right, on everybody's assignment groups, right, if I go to group 1, right, it should be, then everybody should have the Zoom individual assignments. Everybody in your group, make sure that you have a folder there. So if I go to group 2, right, make sure that you have that Zoom folder. I think everybody must have it, but just to make sure, and then everybody's in there. What I suggest, right? Now, what's wrong with this? This is group 9. So just as soon as you see it, Valeria, what's wrong with this? Is there anything wrong with this? Group 9.
I don't know.
What is supposed to be in there? My apologies.
Right. So what can you delete it?
Yeah, I will right now.
Yeah. No big shakes, right? It's almost like Miller Nelson basically was more ambitious. Hey, I'm going to put my own in there. Ready. right? But you want to only have, Valeria, you only want to have one folder and everybody put in the one folder, right, Valeria? Yes, no, Valeria, let me know. This is being recorded, Valeria, so nobody can, the AI can't pick up your nod. So you need to respond.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So,
Professor, would you like to do attendance?
yes, perfect. And you know what? What I would like to, Lily, is later on after tonight is to reconcile, because it seems like we have, do we have one more? We should have, I thought, only 40 students, and it looked like some group had like 5 or something. So anyway.
Yes, we do have one group that's 5, but then the other ones are 4, so
But then why don't we have a maximum of 40? So maybe somebody
maybe
dropped.
someone dropped.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
just check
I'll
on
look
that.
through.
No problem, but just reconcile it, you know what I mean? Because people couldn't even drop today, right, without a W, right?
Right.
So people can drop, so it just, so we can just reconcile it. Okay, any questions? Clear for everybody? So Valeria, you understand that it needs just to have one folder, not a big deal. Even though we saw it with, you know, Miller, it's not a big deal, right? Just, and can you delete it? Sure. And I'm giving you permission when you do your assignment, you can work with others in your group, right? But the difference is, Brooke, is that everybody needs to do their own work, but you can work with somebody to get, you know, hey, let's do it together. I'm not going to micromanage you on this part, but it's important that everybody get it done by Wednesday, because guess what the next assignment is going to be? A group Zoom meeting. And Valeria, if you hadn't done the first one, you're going to be, someone your group hasn't done the first one, Valerie, they're going to be a detriment to your group, because you want everybody to be actively involved in the second part of the Zoom. You understand? So it's to your responsibility, everybody, to reach out to others and say, hey, this is where I'm getting stuck. Does anybody have a solution for it? Right, Zara? That's the whole beauty here of this class. It's, you agree it's different than other classes, that we're kind of throwing you into the water, right? And saying, hey, you'll figure it out. Because guess what? That's how technology is. It's coming so fast that a lot of the things I've never seen. We just ended up, Lillian is saying, all of a sudden, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, TAs could put people into, enroll people. Daniel enrolled you, Lily, as a TA.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So they just did it without telling me, without making an announcement. Why they did it, I can imagine, but they didn't tell me. Only found out when I say, Lily, enroll somebody, and all of a sudden I can't. Okay, so it changes all the time. So we just got to take a deep breath, Zara, and say, when it doesn't work, we want to document it right at the time. And then what do we want to do? Not only document, try to find a solution. And if you don't know, find out with somebody else in the group. And do you have everybody else's email and phone numbers? You do. So you can reach out. And can you see what they've uploaded? You can. And so in this case, you can reach out. And then you have Lily and you have Daniel as a teaching assistant that you can ask for too. And if they can't do it and I can't do it, then we'll find out a way to do it. Or sometimes it may not work. I'm not Google. I don't have the controls of Google getting an account, right, Brooks? Right? I have no idea. I know some of the folks there, but that's about it. They're not giving me permission. Even the university, I have to go out to them Blackboard. I can't do everything. I can't do it. So we got to work as basically as helping each other, and that's the fun of it. I look at it as enjoying it. But the only difference here, everybody kind of knows, kind of like the slackers. And if you're like a slacker and there's nothing wrong with slackers for a lot of things, right? Want them at parties and stuff and good music, but in this class, it's a burden. That's all. So anyways, take roll, stay with me if you have questions. Otherwise, have a safe holiday. And I just want to let you know that that homework, don't think about it, is starting that homework on Tuesday, because you need to get all those tasks done in order to get full credit. So you need to do it in advance. And you may even want to reach out to your team and say, hey, maybe we can do it before even the weekend. Okay, so we got the number. You put it in the chat. Anything of my moderators that I need to know about? Everything clear? Yes, no? Unmic yourself. Okay, so you put it in so you can stop sharing then. And I'm ready to answer any questions you have. Otherwise, have a good weekend, and then we'll start every week exploring. That's what I say.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you. And Brooks, thanks a lot for your feedback on that and that clarification.
Of course. Thanks so much for your help. Have a good one.
Yeah, and just that little thing, right? You can be doing it on, and there's no AI that tells you, hey, you needed your own account, right? You can be doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So Kristen, what's up? Let me just, I need to stop recording.
And the
Nancy,
Zoom live.
Yeah, I got to do my
I mean
YouTube.
the YouTube.